Hello. I've been very naughty once again, and I leave it so late to vlog because I just feel like I don't have any time and I'm really, really sorry. I put up a video yesterday of a private scan that basically popped up on, I don't know where it was, group on Facebook. I can't remember where it was now. It was only £39 for a scan, and I was starting to worry a bit because I hadn't felt him yet. Today I'm 20 weeks 3 days, and back on Friday I was like 19.5, and we just thought, well, I know I've got a scan this week, but let's just go in and get some reassurance. And we know that we love the private scans because you're able to film, and it's just a much nicer experience than the NHS ones, slightly. Because the NHS ones, you're not allowed to film, you're not allowed to have more than one person in the room, you can only, well, you can have a picture, but you have to pay £3 for it, and yeah, they don't really, I just feel like they're there to purpose, to make sure that heartbeat or whatever it is, whatever stage you're at, like 20 weeks, it's all about measuring everything, and then that's it, they send you on your way. So yeah, we had that scan, and that scan was fine, definitely confirmed boy. I was worried about that as well. I was like, hold on, what if it's actually a girl or something, and we've started to get boy stuff. So that was fine. And today was my actual NHS 20-week scan, and as I knew, it wasn't very, it was nice to see him again, but it just was a bit rushed. And Zav wanted to bring his mum and dad because, well, he wanted to bring his mum and dad to have a look, to see what the scan was like and everything. And we knew that it would be hit or miss whether they'd let everyone in. So they came anyway. But then I thought to myself, and someone said to me that you might actually have an internal because it's 20 week and they want to measure everything properly and they might need a different angle. So I then said to Zav, can you tell your dad that he might not be able to come? And why and everything, and he understood. But then they both said, we really want to come. If they don't let us come in, then fine. If it is an internal, then fine, we'll just wait outside. But we'd still like to come along. So we were like, okay. We kind of liked the fact that they were interested, so they came. The couple that were in front of me, they had a husband and 2 kids in there, and one was an older child and one was a younger child. And it does say on the scan not to bring children because you can be distracted, but I don't know that they had much choice with childcare. Maybe the mum and dad both wanted to see this scan, and without having to bring the kids in, it would only have been mum or whatever. So I thought, well, that's, no, 2 adults coming in that will be quiet and sat in the corner or whatever, might be slightly different. No, we walk in the door and she's like, no, I'm sorry, it's only one person, basically pushed them out of the door. And Zav basically said, oh, they've come all the way from France to see this scan, and blah, 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 blah. It didn't work. She was just like, it's a really important scan, which is fair enough. And I said to Zav, they're not going to be allowed in. I kept saying they're not going to be allowed in. And they weren't allowed in. So what we did instead is swapped like halfway through, which was annoying because Zav missed, although he saw him like Friday last week, and this is Wednesday now, missed like looking at the blue and the red as the blood's coming in away and towards the probe from the heart vessels and certain things that they measured to make sure everything was fine. Everything is fine. I just find it funny that, I don't know if you can see this, but if you see the charts, he's like off. He's on the top end of everything on the chart. I don't know if it comes backwards on this picture, but like, you know, the chart bit with the little dots, he's off it. So she said to me he's measuring big, which I knew anyway. They're still saying on every scan thing that I'm 20 weeks and 2 days, but I'm not. I know that I'm 20 weeks and 3 days. I know it's 1 day, but still, because it's IVF, I know when I did it and everything, they're not really taking that into consideration. So if I'm 1 day further than they think, and then I'm measuring 3 to 4 days bigger, apparently, so that'd make me about 5 days, just under a week bigger. So if they're trying to book me in for a C-section, which they are, don't know if I've mentioned before, I'm having a C-section on week 39, then their week 39 might be halfway through to my week 40. Like, I might, you know, And if they're trying to book me in, because I've had my bowel removed, and they don't want me to risk pushing and tearing on the odd chance that might happen, and losing functionality of the bowel that they've made for me in my rectum, and causing, like, you know, issues with control after the baby. So it's just safer for me in the future for him to be taken out by C-section. So yeah, if they want to book that and not have it as an emergency case, then surely they'll want to be a little bit careful not to go in labour, because they need to have a bowel man and a gynae person present. My placenta's at the front. Did I mention this before? I don't know. Anyway, my placenta's at the front. So, and she said it's not down by my cervix. It's not too low. So obviously that's not going to affect C-section, which is good. But yeah, they don't want to damage my bowel at all. So yeah, I'm waiting for a midwife now, because they told me after my 20-week scan to ring them and book my C-section, which is what I'm going to do now. But I'm going to try and explain to her that I'm measuring 3 or 4 days above ahead, and also in my opinion I am 20 weeks 3 days, not 20 weeks 2 days, so that's adding an extra day. Is it not safer to have him by C-section like the end of 38 weeks maybe instead? Or I don't know, because you just don't want to risk going into labour before, because they might not have the people around that they need to help me deliver, like the bowel guy. They'll need to book them in advance, so I don't know what's going on there. I'll keep you posted with that. I've started to feel, can't really see bump there. I've started to feel little somethings down here, because I've got my placenta at the front. I'm going to have restricted movement, so I've been feeling things around, I think, this week. I thought I had before, but definitely today, and like the last few days, I've been getting where his feet would be, especially by the scan today. They said his head was up by my belly button, because she was trying to get him to move, and his feet were down the bottom. So that would explain what that little feeling is that I keep getting down the bottom. And it's something that I can't explain. Like, I have had a lot of trapped gases and like little pops and stuff, but I'm kind of like, I know that that's what I normally get because of my bowel, but these are different. These little, it's not like a proper kick or anything. It's just like a little, it's so hard to explain. It's not popping. It's not a flutter. I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard. I suppose when he gets bigger, when the kicks get bigger, it will just be like, it's a kick rather than trying to explain the first beginning movements. So I'm going to do a video, I think, because I've done belly shots every week. I think I've missed 1 week. But yeah, belly shots every week, and I might just do like a rolling to see the development over. When I started the actual proper bump shots, where I went by the door and stood there properly in the same clothes and everything, that I was probably about 14 weeks, maybe 15. So all the ones before will probably just be like bump shots I've taken, which weren't really bump. I don't really felt like I got a bump until 13, 14 weeks anyway. So yeah, and that'll be fun to see. What else? Let's see if I can just show you this picture that we got today that isn't the best. He weighs almost 1 pound of sugar. This is what we got today. His legs were literally up. Doing some, he was really still today. If you've seen my other videos, my 10-week video, he was having a party in there. The 16-week one, he was just moving around as well, and she was trying to get him to. The 12-week one, they couldn't measure the back of his head properly because he was just in a weird position. I had to go and like go in and out. This one, he was just almost asleep. It was weird. And his legs, yep, that's right, they're above his head, sort of thing. As were his hands. I think he was doing this sort of thing. So that's that scan. But the scan that we actually got on Friday last week, the private scan, is actually a much nicer little profile picture of his little face on the side. If I can find it. It's much clearer. I don't know why. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, look. It's much clearer than that one. That one's a bit fuzzy. But yeah, today he was breech. Yeah, I said that. Haven't been to any classes, antenatal classes, but I've been given this letter today that's all about breastfeeding and building a relationship with your baby early on by speaking to it, rubbing your belly and singing and talking and stuff. So, which Sav and I do anyway. What else? Yeah, I was worried about my bump. I was worried that it wasn't very big. Because I just always said, if I ever fall pregnant, I'm going to be one of these big, huge people that just put on like loads of weight. But I've actually lost weight in my face, and because up to 12 weeks I was eating so much because I felt sick. I never was sick, but I felt sick. I just had to keep eating, and I wanted carbs and dry stuff like crisps and toast. But now, since I got back from France, so it's about 13 weeks, 14 weeks, 13 weeks. I've felt fine, and I've actually kind of lost weight but gained belly. That's quite nice. I haven't been able to come off omeprazole, which is the heartburn stuff, and I've tried to a couple of times because I don't want to keep taking loads of tablets. But yeah, the heartburn comes back. So I'm just going to stick with that for now. What else? When I went to see the midwife at 16 weeks, she took me off blood thinners. So I haven't been on blood thinners since I was 16 weeks pregnant. And that would have been my last update. So yeah, I've come off that. I've come off vitamin B because she said my levels are fine. She said I could continue taking vitamin D, but I was taking extra, and she says you don't need to, you just take the recommended dose, and that was enough. It was in my prenatal vitamins. So all I'm taking is 2 omega oil tablets, 2 of the pregnancy prenatal vitamins, aspirin and omeprazole. So I'm just taking those. Yeah, so it's nice to kind of just relax a bit now. Yeah, so that's it now. I don't actually know what's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to have any more scans or anything. So I'll probably pay for some private ones. Yeah, because, yeah, I don't know about 4D, 3D or 4D proper ones because, I don't know. Do you think it's nice to have a surprise about what he looks like, or do you think it's cool to have it to look back on? Maybe. But yeah. Oh, we've bought... Oh, I have to do a nursery tour. Dun dun dun. Because we've put a cot up because my sister gave us 2 cots, Mama's and Papa's cots, when her boy and girl twins got too big for them. They're like 10, 11 now. 11. And Zav wanted to measure them, pulled them down from the attic, measured them to see if they would fit in our spare room. And an hour later, and the whole thing's up in the room, and he was like, yeah, I got a bit carried away. And he'd also put the bedding on that my sister had given me, so that's up. We've got to get a new mattress for it, and we've got some baby like bedding and stuff, but obviously he's not going to be in there for 6 months. My boss's colleague has given us a snooze pod. I'll try and film it at some point, not in this video because I'm going to try and upload this now, but a snooze pod which I will put next to my bed, which because I'll be breastfeeding, I'm going to try, and I would have had a C-section. I can just kind of zip it open, pull him up into the bed and breastfeed, and then put him back without having to like get Zav to take him out or go into another room to go and get him or anything like that. Yeah, so that's in the spare room at the moment, not in the baby room. We managed to get a wardrobe with drawers for £10 from second hand locally. £10, and it's really nice. and we can't fit a changing table in that room. We can only get a wardrobe in it or a changing table. So we decided to get the wardrobe, and then we can put storage underneath the cot on the top of this wardrobe. And we've bought a top changer, cot top changer, so we can change nappies and stuff there. And then in reach is the window ledge where we're going to have little places to put queens and nappies and everything. Excuse me. So I will do a tour at some point. That's so weird to say that. A nursery tour. What else have we got? We got a car seat already, which we also got second hand because it was such a good deal. It was like £150 for the Isofix base, £250 for the actual car seat, and like £25 for the adapters to go onto a buggy. But it was going for £150 all of it, because this woman that we met, she basically had her son in it for like 2 months, and then realised that you can get one of those car seats. She's got 4 children. Car seats that just takes up literally the whole seat on the back seat and is set into like compartments, so you can have all 4 sitting there rather than individual car seats where they don't fit. So yeah, she wanted to get rid of it, so she sold it. And it's a Cybex Cloud Q. Yeah. And it basically lays flat. So whenever I'm here, which I'm at Owen's at the moment, he's at school. Whenever I'm here and I need to drop Owen off at school, and I don't want to have to take him out if he's asleep and I disturb him and blah blah blah, or worry about having to not being able to keep him in the car seat for longer than 2 hours. These you can now, because they lay flat and he'll be able to sleep and not be disturbed, etc. And yeah, so we just need to get an actual buggy to put it on. Yeah, we just haven't got the things that we've pretty much got everything apart from, you know, like the little things that you think of at the last minute, maybe like baths and stuff. I haven't got a clue. Yeah. Anyway, I will stop rabbiting, and I've got to pick up Owen from school now at some point, because he's now doing until 3, so I have basically the mornings free. And I often walk the dog, if you can see her. She's actually on the sofa. Don't know if you did see her, sorry. Walk her 3 times a week, just round the block. And yeah, that's kind of my update. Nearly 20 minutes, sorry about that. And I will let you know about my C-section when this midwife brings me back, to see what's going on with that. And yeah, talk to you all soon.